Well, it's on the road with Redstone again. This time we're headed to the bustling metropolis of Greensburg to go to Westminster Presbyterian Church. A beautiful church with beautiful people. Come on, let's go inside and find out more.
I'm Bill Yeomans. I'm the interim pastor at Westminster Church. It's a great privilege and a great source of joy to be part of this congregation. And as I visit with and lead the session, our elders in ministry, there's such energy around the table. For example, when the property committee meets, the first time I went to get to know people and prepared to sit around a table for a good amount of time. Instead, we never sat once. We stood, and all the men brought tools, and we didn't talk about anything. We just got to work. That's just a great example of the get it done spirit that I encounter here at Westminster. You know, I'm really inspired by the heart for mission here, not only locally, but globally. In fact, one of our dear long-term members found out that there was a seminary in Sudan where women could be trained to become pastors. And when he called them up, he said, I want to raise some funds to scholarship for Sudanese women to become pastors for the church. We hear the stories and we hear the speakers come and advocate for their ministry, and our congregation responds. It was so inspiring to me. I mean, a recent presbytery meeting, our church members stood before the whole presbytery and spoke at length about Christmas in July, a whole month where we invite local mission speakers to come, maybe a homeless shelter or a store where the community is served, and even a fellow church that we have supported through the years, complete with a food drive during that whole month. And the principle was that a lot of nonprofit organizations who serve the community might be low on funds in the middle of the summer. We are really blessed to have on staff Jonathan Utzi, who is a high school music director. And he's in charge of bands and marching bands and all of these different music programs for elementary and for high school. But because he's in the high school, he gets to invite student musicians to come and be part of our worship times. And we've had soloists, we've had brass ensembles, we have 4 or 5 young people in our choir, and it's very inspiring. And it's just a special way that this congregation impacts the local members of our community. It's a joy to be the interim pastor here.
I'll move to the kitchen. My name is Ann Shook, and I am an elder in the church. I have served numerous times, and my primary committee has been parish life. Back in the late 1800s, the first Presbyterian church in Greensburg got to be too large for one minister, so another church was birthed from there, and we became Westminster Presbyterian Church, a mission church, our main purpose. And it grew in the 1990s. We moved from our downtown location out 819 from Greensburg. And we also had a labyrinth installed. Our previous minister, Donna Habrisco, learned about these and became very interested, and initially our youth group would spray the labyrinth, and it's, for those who know labyrinths, it's an 11 course labyrinth, so it's large. But in an interest in making it more permanent, the men in the property committee spent many weeks putting in brick to outline that labyrinth. And so now that labyrinth is now listed under a national labyrinth list. So if somebody's looking for one, they can always come here, and they're always welcome. In parish life, our main focus is food. And we, during the fall and winter months, we hold once a month Soup Sunday, where we offer 3 different soups and fresh baked homemade bread and homemade desserts, just for a time of fellowship for our members after church. And if they can't stay, they can always take it home. We also handle bereavement meals when members or family members die. And we provide the labor to hold a meal here, because most restaurants aren't always large enough to do that. And we have in the past done corn roast in late July, trying to get that fresh corn early on. And it's always been, they're just good fellowship activities. That's our primary purpose, is fellowship.
Well, there you have it. Whether it's fellowship, missions, or just the proclamation of the gospel of Jesus Christ, you'll find it here at Westminster Presbyterian Church in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, where they stand on the solid rock, and they also walk around the labyrinth. Into the spiritual journey we go. Well, now we've got to leave. As we do, we say goodbye and God bless to all at Westminster Presbyterian Church.